Bang! We are going through these pallets of lime quite quickly. And there we go. So we're already halfway through the lime supply, and I don't think we're even close to halfway through the field. Well, I don't know. My plan here is going to finish off this outer headland, and then I'm going to do this second headland at this end. Because then I don't have to travel out quite this far until I'm doing the rows in the middle. But for now, I didn't see if this field had any weeds on it. Don't think it does, so I don't know what weeding has been done here. Not a big deal. And we are joined up. Okay, I'm going to do it from this end because we might get the benefit of moving faster while spreading lime, which would end up using less lime for the row. So come around there, join that up, and 3, 2, 1, go again. No, we're stuck at 7 miles an hour. But we might have enough lime to get to the bottom, which will be good. I think it'll be good. Oh, it's toying with 8 miles an hour. I'm not sure we're going to make it to 8, but yeah, I don't think we're going to finish this end either. But I think 2 more loads will get us this long edge headland at the bottom, plus the remainder of that row. And we just have the bits in the middle. It's a shame this didn't calculate the guidance steering for all of it across the field rather than down. Okay, now we're starting to get under half of a tank, half of a load. I can't do cats. I can't do dogs. I'm allergic to both. Which is unfortunate. I like dogs, but just not happening for me. I did go and spend a morning with some friends of ours. Actually, the farmer who we buy our beef from. His daughters breed non-allergenic dogs. I actually survived the entire morning breathing in their home, which is unusual for me. Unfortunately, I'm still allergic to the saliva. So, they lick me, my skin dries out. So, yeah. Well, he's a cat. He is your overlord. With evil plans to take over the world, or at least your house. we doing? Sorry about that. Actually, not bad. It's okay, let's keep doing that and jump here, and there we go. Now I can see stuff. Oh, I'm not connected to chat. Okay, we have actually been running for 2 hours. Oh, there was also an update. Railroader has put out an update this week on Steam, and concerning their maintenance of way. So track's going to degrade and put in temporary speed limits as it gets in worse condition, which is an interesting thing. So they're having fun programming all that in, but also they're looking at the the milestones. So when you start, you're at what are you at? East Whittier. You start at East Whittier. The track is good till you get to Ela, and then you have to rebuild the bridge. And so they were looking at bridge rebuilding requirements, which, okay. And doing that as you need to get your own maintenance cars. So you need to get gondolas for ballast and flatbeds for ties and tracks. So they looked back into history, and I think they figured out that when the real railroad repaired the line between Ela and Bryson, it took them 1,500 rail cars. Might have been more than that, but it's sort of, we're not quite sure that we need to go that realistic, because obviously, I think the interchanges or exchanges only have capacity for 50 to 75 cars, maybe, and so it would take an absolute age to bring in all of the materials for rebuilding the lines. So they factored the rebuild down a little bit. I guess you could justify that in, well, it wasn't entirely washed out. There's some salvageable ties, there's some salvageable track, there's some salvageable ballast. We just have to shovel it to where it needs to be. But that's going to become very, very interesting. The other issue is when are you going to do track maintenance? Because a lot of that line is single track, and if you have to park close to where the repairs of the track need to be done, then that's going to block passage of vehicles, which going to be interesting, I think. Because you're going to have to make a decision. Do I repair the track and allow my trains to run fast? Or do I keep doing the deliveries and getting paid? But that's just speculation, and we have to sit back and wait for them to let us loose on it. They added a triangle in silver, last time. The last big patch back in end of March, April time. That's really that one's really handy. Although, and it's a big triangle. So you can run your returning freight out up there, and you can have a full load of, what is it, something like 20 odd cars from Robinson Gap Mine and pickups from Bryson and what have you. I think I'm running about 30 cars down there, and you can fit all of them in the triangle and then reverse up to the silver interchange. What am I doing? I am doing this. But yeah, that thing is awesome. So glad they added that. Okay. I'm going to carry on from the other end and just keep doing it this way. Worker A has completed their task. That will be the mower again. I'm impressed. The mower has managed to do the mowing in a field that has an obstacle in it. They also added a couple of new industries up towards Nantahala. So Nantahala now has everything out of that spur across the river that, track to nowhere. It now goes to two industries, and then there's the lime industry just up the track. Is it towards Almond? Can't remember. And then there's the Forestry Commission too, or the National Parks Commission, close to Almond as well. So, yeah, a couple of new industries there. Don't think Bryson got any, did he? Yeah, Silver got something. I never got up to Anderson on my second playthrough. I've still got that. I've streamed all the way up to, I'm at the point where the last works train to build the red marble grade can be ordered, and I haven't ordered it because I want some bigger locomotives before I unlock that stretch of track. This is very close to getting this row done. Oh, this is timing. Missed it. Darn. Okay. Okay, I'm going to drive this back to the tractor. I think we'll get the Arian into our last field for mowing. Because obviously I want to get as much of this done. Oh no, he didn't manage it. Let's engine on. Yeah, the power line is just a problem. No idea what he was thinking about here, but okay. And then that other, yeah, the workers don't like this map. In some ways, I've said this in the past. It's kind of nice that things like that power line is a real obstacle, because it is in real life. But workers don't cope with them, and so I can't let a worker do an entire, the job on this field is just half done. So I have to go back and finish off the bits it missed. And so having no obstacles on power lines and fences and what have you does allow workers, you can play it so that I'm not going to drive through the power lines even though I could if I wanted to, for realism. Kind of like driving through hedges. I'm not going to drive through the hedges because in real life you can't without damaging equipment. You probably don't want to do that. But, it's... Yeah, the collisions make using workers a problem. And this next field is going to be another problem. Not to mention the tree in the middle of it, but I can't do anything about that. Okay, I think we can sneak between the houses. Indeed. Do actually want to go and look in there. Our sheep have 700 litres of food left. We are going to have to handle that very quickly. Don't worry. You see this tractor? It's just driven into a tree. And I don't usually use that gate because it's just... We're coming from the wrong angle and the gate opens the wrong way. Something. It's just awkward. So sometimes it's just easier to crash into stuff. Fortunately, it's still got small manoeuvrable tractors here. Okay, off you go. Now, how full are you? You are not full at all. Okay. We are seriously getting down to the... Oh, no. We've got hardly any lime left situation. I'm not sure I can get the back end of this close enough. No. Okay, we're just going out with 1450 and we'll grab the rest later. Just fill up the front tank for now. Okay, let's extend the booms. I'll fill in that bit because I'm sure that I have a tiny little piece here that is not limed. Although technically, it's not a big situation. Because it's such a small piece of field that losing a little bit of yield in that little bit of area, in the grand scheme of things, it's probably about 5 litres of crop. Depending what crop you're doing. Obviously potatoes, it might be a little bit more than that. Okay. So I think... Oh, cultivator's finished. The time is 9 o'clock game time. So we'll probably move that. We'll move the big tractor over when I've emptied this. Start it cultivating the last field. We can get paid for that one. That should put money up to about £40,000, which is good. And then, don't know. Then I'm going to have to do a load of, well, actually I can use a worker to do the tedding. But I'm going to have to do the baling, wrapping bit. Worker C has completed their task. That would be... Ooh. Who? I think the baler's still... Oh, I know what happened. So we finished cultivating, which means we can't do anything else on that field. But the worker carries on fun with the plotted out extent of what it needs to do, even though it's not allowed to work on the field anymore. It just does it anyway. Doesn't count, but... Okay, and we may have to take the Deutz back to the store. But for now, let's see how much we can fill in this. And it's not full. Okay. I'll turn the engine off. Oh, power assisted steering suddenly dies on me. All right. Oh, engine start. That button. Okay. Now let's have a look. Where are we? Where do we want to go? We are here. Yes, see, it cultivated all of this area and then contract was completed there. We need to go over there. And I can't plot a direct route this way. There's a gate there that will take me the back way, or I can go past the store. And I can't remember if the gate's there or there, but either way, that's fine. Let's get paid. Let's go back to there and get paid for what we done. Collect. Yes. Inward fertilizing. Bunch more fertilizing contracts. That one's nice. Lots of vegetable contracts. I'm not really much of one for doing those. If I was gonna do a lot, if I was gonna play by myself for a long time, I would actually do those contracts, or at least one of them, because they do pay kind of nice. You get paid for the bonus crop, which admittedly FS25 is not as big as it used to be, and it allows me to have a bit of fun. I usually don't consider streaming those contracts though. They're a little monotonous, and you have to babysit them. I'm not sure workers like doing them because of the narrow working width of the tractor. I did have some problems on one of the fields we now own doing a vegetable contract, but I'm not upset that I did it. Yeah, it was a good it was a good experience to harvest stuff I've never done before. And the reason I'd never done that before was because we're doing... it was one of the expansions in FS25, and the vegetables weren't included when in precision farming. So there was no precision farming update to add vegetable crops into how precision farming works. So in my mind, it was sort of not entirely the greatest thing. So I didn't bother adding vegetables, although it would have been nice to be able to do vegetables because you could do carrots and feed horses and what have you. But yeah, if I'm going to use a mod, I want the mod to work on everything I'm doing, which does mean potentially I might not add precision farming for FS25. Depending on what other crops they add for the end of year updates, DLCs. I believe the next DLC is going to be a Scottish based DLC, which possibly means we're going to get some green equipment, be it mowers or cow feeding, food mixing devices and what have you. The McHale stuff is a potential here. Not sure if it's going to be. We could get Highland cows added, which would be cool. Having big hairy cows with long spiky horns. And they may also, and they should, it looked like, and all of this supposition is based on, well, the map looks kind of Scottish, there's a Scottish flag on the promo picture. So that's the guess. It would be nice to have an English map by Giants, and I might play that map. I might give it, I mean, the expansions usually come out sort of October, November time. But if we end this series sort of beginning of next year, I might elect to use that map. Depends what other maps have become available since then. And how much change real life has gone on. So one of the reasons I haven't been streaming Railroader lately is because I really haven't had the time in the evenings, because I've spent with the railway in the basement. I am trying to set goals so that it keeps progressing, and by doing that, my goal for June was to get the inside track laid. My goal for July is to get the outside track completely laid, and and all of the wiring done. So the next stage of the layout is going to be at least the starting of the scenery. So I might pick a certain amount of scenery and just say by the end of July I want to have this done. But by setting those goals, it has resulted in me actually doing stuff in the basement as opposed to just saying, can't be bothered. So I've got nothing forcing me to do it. So hence I'm not streaming in the evenings. I'm not doing an awful lot in the evenings aside from going down to the basement, having some supper, going to bed. But as I said, the layout down in the basement has come on quite significantly since January this year, because I'm, basically I said I'm going down there for at least an hour, and when laying track, I could lay 3 foot of track, then I had to clamp it all down, and I didn't have enough weights to put on more than 3 foot at a time. So that was just a limitation. So I go down for an hour, lay the track, that's all done. Come upstairs, do something, and next. Although I do a little bit in the morning. That's the thing. It didn't take me an hour. It took me about half an hour. So I'd go down there, lay the track. Okay, I'm done with that bit.